The topic for the debate is whether India will realize its demographic dividend in the next 15 years or not. And I would like to take a stand against the topic that has been presented. To start with, what is demographic dividend? The demographic dividend is a rise in the rate of economic growth due to a rising share of working age people in the population. It comprises of two main components. The first dividend arises because the demographic transition induces changes in population age structure that increase the share of the population concentrated at the productive ages. Secondly, second dividend arises as individual behavior and public policy respond to anticipated changes in population age structure. Though the statement cannot be completely negated, still the current indicators raise some genuine doubts on the validity of this claim. The numerous benefits that have been pointed out are hold true only when the economy of a country has the ability to absorb and productively employ the extra workers rather than pure demographic gift. There is no second opinion that a window of opportunity has been provided by the relatively large and young workforce. The policy environment, however, is not conducive to exploit this advantage. Agreements in my support are: to start with, the usage of dependency ratio defined as the ratio of non-working age to working age population rather than the ratio of non-workers to workers itself is problematic. The difference between the two is determined by the extent of absorption into work of the available labor force, which must take account of unemployment and underemployment. Also, there is a widely held belief of falling fertility rate. Little do people know it is not because of a decrease across the entire economic spectrum. It is only the working middle class families with both parents working opting for fewer children because they can't afford more, while women working as minimum wage laborers continue to have the same fertility rate that they had 20 years ago. Also, the advancement of medicine and healthcare will result in more people over the age of 60. Few of the results of National Sample Survey relating to 1999-2000 and the 2001 Census of India reveal a sharp and even startling decrease in the rate of employment generation. The rate of growth of employment in the 15 to 30 age group, which stood at around 2.4% a year between 87 and 94 for both rural and urban men, fell to over 0.7 for rural and 0.3% for urban men during 94-2004 period. This deceleration in employment growth suggests that the advantage offered by a young labor force is not being exploited. India's demographic dividend is nullified to a great degree by the relatively low rates of labor force participation in the country. As per a 2006 labor report, more than 90% of India's workforce is in the unorganized sector, and they survive in the pathetic conditions of work and life. From the 1980s, even while income have been rising in India, generation of employment has slowed down through a trickle, particularly to the less skilled and less educated. India would not gain global competitive advantage by having only a very large pool of workers with lower wages and a low dependency ratio if the productivity of its workers remains well below international standards. The demographics look good statistically, and unless there is massive investments in rural India and particularly among the agrarian masses, what we would reap would be the worldwide and not just dividends. Eventually, one cannot deny the fact that this demographic dividend is a population bulge in the working age category. As it moves up, it is followed by a demographic echo or population aging when the median age of a country or region rises. Policymakers must plan for the future healthcare and pension income needs of this baby boom generation when it ages. While there is no denial to the fact that India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, on a cautious note, one needs to remember that for any sustained development, investments in human and social capital are crucial, especially so in health and education. In the end, I would like to conclude that age distribution changes merely create the potential for economic growth. Whether or not this potential is captured depends on the policy environment. Thank you.